A few days ago, there was this shocking revelation that 1 lakh bags of rice was seized by the Assam police, which was found in Boko, in this company called Continental Milkos. And apparently this 1 lakh bag of rice per bag of 50 kilos is something which is meant for Meghalaya, for the supplementary nutrition program under the ICDS, which is run by the Social Welfare Department. Now this has raised several issues. Number one, we have to understand what this SNP, Supplementary Nutritional Program under the ICDS, is. It is about ensuring that young children, adolescent girls, and lactating mothers receive nutrition via the Anganwadi centers, via this program, so that there is no malnutrition, but also to, look into this aspect of iron deficiency, and also as a means to try and tackle the high infant and maternal mortality. So it's a very crucial program and one of the largest feeding programs in the country, which is why it is also a program where big companies try to capture. Now, what is sad in this whole story is that the name of this company, Continental Milkos, run by one Mr. Deepak Agarwal, is a company against which we had raised a red flag 10 years ago. The same company was involved in supposedly supplying fortified biscuits for this program. And also there was a similar kind of scam where they were trying to push for these yummy noodles which had high content of MSG, which is actually very bad for children. And the question here is, why is the state government once again using this tainted company which we had raised a red flag against and which was blacklisted? The Supreme Court had given guidelines about the food programs across the country. And clearly they had said that a program like the SNP ought to be decentralized, localized, which means procurements wherever possible should be local. How are we to know what is in that fortified biscuit, whether it's really fortified or fortified cereal? Is it really healthy for the children and lactating mothers? Why can't we procure pankaro or shrev or eggs locally, which is good and in fact better as a nutritional program? Now, the other thing is that it's also supposed to be run locally, either through SHGs or women's groups, Sinkanthai, Singh Samla, and at a local level, through, village level committees, etc. They are the best people to actually ensure that there is transparent procurement of local materials and which will be timely, other than waiting for some big company who is actually supplying goodness knows what. So now the question to the government is this. They have to come clean and explain to the public of why Continental Milkos seems to be their favorite child, and they have broken all the regulations and the stipulations from the court about ensuring that this program is run by local groups. So now whatever justification the Social Welfare Department is trying to give in terms of why this 1 lakh bags of rice reached Assam and what it was meant for is not going to cut ice, and they need to come out clearly, because the question also arises of how regular the supply of food for this program is. There's no point trying to supply nutritious food once a month. It's supposed to be a program that is run daily. In fact, in the villages, people look forward. They call these centers ki jaka ai chana, where you get, that chana, black gram. So now, this new thing of this 1 lakh bag of rice, people are confused, especially at a time such as this, a pandemic, where most of these food programs don't seem to be running. People have told us about the inability to access their rations. And now, here they are also trying to steal our children's food. Even the programs through the education department of the midday meals, I don't think have been supplied now for more than a month with the lockdowns. So I urge and ask all of us citizens to be alert. And we ought to be doing a people's audit of all these programs. All of us in our own places, in our own villages, have to go and ask. And if these programs have not been running and what are they getting, we ought to even be doing a material audit of what is being supplied. And we have to call the bluff of this government. Enough is enough. You're stealing from everybody and everything, including children.